My name is Artem Samoilov, and on my channel we discuss organizational, training and tactical aspects of the game called futsal. Let's go! So this is another video of my vlog. I remind you that I have taken the amateur team, I have created the team from zero, and I have at this moment already found the training place, and right now I am also already starting to train. So in this video I will tell you how I was looking for the players, where I was looking for the money to organize all this. So in my case, when I am creating the team from zero and I have decided that I'm not gonna go and coach the team which already has an owner, a sponsor, I have two options right now. First is to find a sponsor for my team, and the second option is to make players pay for the training session. At this point, when I'm at the beginning, when I don't have any name of the club even, I cannot really find a sponsor, because the sponsor, there's nothing I can give to the sponsor, there's nothing to present. No tournaments, no results yet, no nothing. So I have to go with a model where players are paying for the training session. And this model is pretty common to amateur futsal teams. So at this point my first priority was to find players who can pay for the training sessions, who are willing to actually go and train to improve. And in my case it was a little easier because I already have experience in coaching and some of the guys already know me. But even if you don't have any experience in coaching, as I did like 12 years ago with my first team, I had no experience. I only had an idea that I want to coach, I want to manage my own futsal team. So what I did that time is that I called all my friends who were playing from time to time, told them to ask their friends if they were willing to train. And what drags people into your team is that this opportunity to participate in training process first of all, and improve, not just playing futsal but actually to be involved in a training process. And another thing is to participate in matches and tournaments. And if I am a player, for example, and I want to participate in tournaments regularly and I don't want to actually manage and organize and do all this organizational stuff, I can easily go to your team because I know that you organize everything, so I don't have to think about it. I only have to train and then I get the opportunity to participate in matches. Yes, you are the main person there, which means for me as a player that I'm not gonna be able to make decisions in the club, but that's okay because I have this opportunity to participate in tournaments. So in my case, what I did, I called all my friends also that could be interested in this, and I also made an advertisement. I put it in a certain website that we have here, local websites for advertisement, that there is a team, a new team, which has a trainer, a coach, which has a training process. We are not just playing futsal there, we are actually trying to develop a team, trying to improve each player. So this is, for you, this is an opportunity to actually go and improve as a player, to improve your techniques, tactics, knowledge of futsal, and so on and so on. And this way, so I left my number and my contacts there and started to get calls from players from time to time and started to gather this team. The most important thing at this point, when you give the advertisement, when you actually announce that you have a team and you need players, is that you give yourself some time. For example, if you give an advertisement today, then you have to, then your first training has to be like a month away. So you have this month to actually get those players ready, and when you start with the first training session, you already there have at least like 7 or 8 players there on the training session. At this point, it doesn't really matter whether your team has a name or, for example, a uniform. Those things will come later. You don't need it at this point. At this point you have to calculate numbers, because you're gonna have to pay for the training hall, and you can get the money, the only way you can get the money is from players, and you have to count. For example, if the training hall costs like 35 euros per training, then you have approximately 8 training almost every month. You have 8 trainings a month, so it leaves you with 280 euros per month. This is the money that you have to get somewhere to pay for the training hall. So first thing I did is that I went to those guys who are renting the place and told them that I need a couple of months and I need a discount for those couple of months when I am still gathering players for my training sessions. So I need this time to actually get the team ready, get the team big, and then I can have the money to pay for the training hall. Now, what money should each and every player pay? How do you calculate this? So you have those 280 euros. I would count 30 euros per player, so I can get a minimum 10 players, and from this moment I have 300 euros that can cover the cost of the training hall. And if you get more players in the process, for example until like 15-16 players, or as many as you want, then you can have that money to buy balls, to buy training vests, and so on and so on and so on. So you're gonna have a lot of expenses. Maybe you will open a website, then you're gonna have some money for uniforms, and you're gonna have some money for friendlies, and so on and so on. 30 euros per player is not that big amount of money. If you think about it, you will pay for a fitness training center 30 or 40 euros per month, or even 50 maybe. 30 euros is dinner with your family, one dinner with your family, or one going to a cinema with your family, plus snacks and everything. You can even spend more. But in this case, for 30 euros, you have 8 training sessions. You are engaged in a futsal life like 100%. You got training sessions, you got futsal tournaments, you got the opportunity to improve and prove yourself that you are capable of being a good futsal player, and so on and so on. What players do you have to gather for your club? In my case, because I already have an experience of creating teams, I came to an idea that I need players starting from 22, 23 years old and until like 35, because this is the age when all those guys are probably already have finished studying and already have regular jobs, maybe have families and so on, so their life is stabilized a little bit. So this is what is important for me. I need them to continue going to the training sessions for a year, for 2, for 3 years. So consistency for me is important, because I'm gonna be, as a coach, giving them my knowledge, my time, my emotions, and it's not worth it if you are doing it for a month and then the player goes away, which it usually happens with those young guys like 18, 19 years old. When they're studying, for example, they have time to train, and then they, for example, get a job and they vanish because they don't have time anymore. For example, all priorities have changed. Now, another thing is to find those balls, those cones, those vests for a training process. I can tell you that the vests, they cost very little. You can probably buy one vest for like 4 or 5 euros. It's not that big price. You can afford that at the start. If you cannot afford that, just wait for it. You can handle the training session without vest for some times. You can also handle it without cones and with even one ball, just one ball, and you can start doing some things, some drills with one ball. It's not a problem at first. When you gather players, more players, you will have this spare money. You can buy all this stuff, and improve your training process in a way. My trainings have already started. I have already had a couple of training sessions, and I'm gonna give you some videos further on from those training sessions, and then we're gonna still continue talking about the problems that I'm facing and the ways that I'm dealing with them. And along the way, I suggest you to ask your questions on the topic on the certain video. Ask your questions and leave them in commentary section. And in comments for this video, please tell me if it's possible how much your players in your team are paying for the training session, or if you are a player, how much do you pay for a training session per month. I also suggest you to subscribe for the channel, because I upload videos every week, so you don't miss anything like this. Also, my subscribers get to see more videos than those guys who are not subscribed. So subscribe, guys, tell your friends to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.